My pranams to all Atma Jyotis. I welcome all of you for today's session of Shaktidarshana. Om Chaitanyam Shashwatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Bindunata Kalatitam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Harihi Om. So today's session is about Bhava Samadhi. First, let us start. As you think, so you become. Yad bhavayati, tad bhavati. Whatever you think, you become that. Because your thoughts is nothing but your creation. Okay? Your life is your creation. What you think, you become that. Yad bhavayati, tad bhavati. I've spoken of this many times, but today, in the context of Bhava Samadhi, I'll try to explain what is Yad bhavayati, tad bhavati. We have a 3 series of programs called Atma, who is exploring who am I. It's awakening to wisdom. Then Shaktidarshana is what am I, awakening energy. And Satyadarshana, where am I, is living in light. So these are the 3 programs. Today we are in Shaktidarshana, awakening the energy. So there is a saying, Yad bhavayati, tad bhavati. What you think, you become that. The typical example is given as Brahmara Kita Nyaya. So the Brahmara Kita Nyaya is, Brahmara is a bee. It captures an insect and puts it in the comb for feeding it to its kids. The insect is so afraid of the bee, it constantly thinks of the bee, develops the wings and flies off. This is called Brahmara Kita Nyaya. To tell you what you think, you become. In fact, everything in our life, whether it's suffering or joy or happiness, enlightenment or liberation, is nothing but your thinking process. Your thoughts is your reality. Thoughts create your reality. So that thought creating the reality can be used to improve our lives, to evolve from a jiva to deva, from a human being to a divine being, and finally liberated being. So thought is a block, thought is a tool, thought can be used for liberations. That's what is the meaning of Yad bhavayati, tad bhavati. So let us understand this bit further. So here is a person who is shooting a gun, right? This he is shooting at a bull's eye. Very interesting thing. There are many shooters in the world, but to shoot a bull's eye very consistently is very challenging. It's not easy. Okay, because the shooting requires a clear focus and a sensitivity to wind speed. Wind speed also should be taken into account. The wind which is blowing, even a little bit this way, that way, the bullet will go somewhere. So if there are 100 shooters, sharpshooters, they call, I'm saying the best in the world, out of that only 10% can do bullseye shooting consistently. Got it? So now the police academies faced a challenge. Not all the people are good shooters. Even though they try their best, they're not good shooters. What to do? So then they did a study of sharpshooters who are the best. Okay. Then they found out why they are the best. So if you understand why they are the best, you can make other people. If you know there is anything, any technique has how, why, and what. What you do is shooting. Everybody does the shooting. How they should do the shooting also is clear. But why they do what they do is important. That why is important aspect of learning. Okay. So what they found strangely, they asked, interviewed the people, sharpshooter. What is that you do specially when you do shooting? So that you are hitting the bullseye every time. The answers were very funny, strange. So one person says, when I'm shooting at the bullseye, I picturize my wife's lover. I'm shooting, not a shooting bullseye. His wife ran away with some lover, it seems. He's looking at the lover and shooting at that. That's why it hits all the time. So if those who are not hitting properly, what are you shooting? I'm shooting a bullseye. But those who are shooting the bullseye properly, each of them put some picture there, which gives them desire to focus. One person says, it's my boss picture I'm putting there. In the bullseye. Every time I hit, I'm hitting the boss. That's why I'm sharp. So basically, in spirituality, spiritual teachings, most of the teachings have become what to do. Do this practice, do this practice. Why to do the practice is very important. So that's what we are covering in Atma, Shaktidarshana, Self-Enquiry. What happens within, right? That's what we are trying to understand. Otherwise, it will become just a mechanical practice. Do this, do this, do this. Why to do what? So if it applies to sharpshooter, and what happens is these people, police academy, they told all other people to visualize something which they don't like. They want to get rid of. Okay. And performance of the 80% of people improved dramatically. Just by your thinking process you change, your performance changes in life. Is the message clear? You understood? The way you look at things, if it changes, your behavior changes, your performance changes. Now, the way you look at things depends on you. What you put there. Right? So now, how this can be applicable to spirituality? That's my question. I'm not very much interested in how do you do your cooking, how do you get your promotion in your job. Okay, all those things have not much of interest in this. You can apply. Even those spiritual principles you can apply in your life. The focus is on how do I evolve? That is the question I'm addressing. That's why I brought the shooting. Clear? And because of this understanding, Sanatana Dharma has so many gods. They are giving us, the gods, deities, are giving us a vision to focus on. People ask, why there are so many deities? Even the God is formless. The form aspect brings us the focus. When the focus is there, concentration is there. So that to develop the concentration focus, the deities are there in Sanatana. Those who don't understand this, they don't understand the secret of this. They start thinking what they have confusion about the reality. So now here our mind, we have a subconscious mind, we have a conscious mind, we have a superconscious mind. Three aspects of mind is there. What is subconscious mind, which forms our 95% of our life, 95% of our body mind complex, right? Subconscious mind controls our memory, our body functioning, our health, our mental, our status. It's the control. It is the automation. It is automatic functioning of the body mind complex. Subconscious. Correct? Your conscious mind is what you are using. Right now, you are in the conscious mind. You are interacting in the world. Conscious mind is the interaction agent. Is 5%. Subconscious mind is very, very powerful. Then there is a superconscious mind, which is actually collective mind. Like Hiranyagarbha, like Virat, right? It's a collective mind. Okay. So these are all for understanding purpose. I have made into. It's not hard and fast realities. For our purpose of our understanding, we are trying to classify conscious mind, subconscious mind, and superconscious mind. The superconscious mind is we call as God, Ishvara. Subconscious mind is based on your storehouse of your vasanas, impressions, subconscious impressions. Conscious mind is only 5%, but it can influence and direct the subconscious mind very clearly. Subconscious mind is a storehouse of vasanas and samskaras. Conscious mind can suggest what subconscious mind has to do, but you have to do it in a proper way. That's all. So that's what gives lot of mastery over our lower mind, vasana and samskara. You can tell subconscious mind what is expected of it. It's called suggestion. From conscious mind to superconscious mind is a prayer or meditation. From conscious mind to subconscious mind is called suggestion. Finally, life will be beautiful to you when conscious mind, subconscious mind, superconscious mind work together harmoniously. That's called grace. That's called synchronicity. Is this definition clear? Conscious mind to subconscious mind is suggestion. Conscious mind to superconscious mind, prayer or sankalpa or meditation. But your conscious prayers can be sabotaged by your subconscious belief systems. So entire spiritual journey is correcting your functioning of the subconscious mind. Dropping the beliefs or reducing vasana samskara. Entire spiritual journey is in the domain of subconscious. Finally, conscious, subconscious, superconscious should be in alignment. Is it simple? Yes, it's simple. Once you understand the mechanism behind it. Our entire spiritual journey is happening within our subtle body. The gross body is for us to interact with the objective world. We have three bodies: Sthula Sharira or gross body, Sukshma Sharira or subtle body, and Karana Sharira or causal body. The gross body is required for us to interact and function in the world. The gross body is like a vehicle. Okay. So the vehicle, subtle body is like more like a driver. The gross body we have to maintain properly. Vehicle has to be proper. That's all. The entire transformation happens in the subtle body. So the experience of life is recorded by causal body. Okay, ignorance or knowledge finally gets recorded in causal body. And causal body is not a body in that sense. Causal body is your soul, Atma, with superimposition of the experiences gathered in Chitta. So the causal subtle body has 4 dimensions called Manas, which is thinking. Manas is constantly thinking of the external world because we are outer world. It's interacting with the outer world. Thought process is there. Okay. So gradually, we have to move from thinking to feeling. Feeling is about energy. Feeling is about body. Thinking is about past and future. So our spiritual journey, we have become thinking animals. Constantly we think. When you are thinking, you are completely far away, far released from life, far away from life. Life is always now. Life is this moment. This moment cannot be, you cannot think about it. This moment you have to live that. Because this moment is the energy flow. The moment you think, you go to past or future. Thinking is dominating our life. We have become habitual thinkers. Thinking is a large samskara for us, deep-rooted samskara. When you think, you are missing life totally. Thinking is required for practical purpose in life. Go to some place, have our address, do some work. Thinking is required, no doubt about it. Right? Thinking is required for all objective reality. But thinking becomes a problem when it is superimposed on subjective reality. Thinking is useful for objective functioning, vyavahara. But thinking becomes painful when you superimpose on the subjective reality. You have to understand the difference. Thinking is very useful for objective dealing. Thinking becomes painful or suffering when you superimpose the subjective reality. This distinction you have to understand. So, for example, you have a map of Switzerland. Switzerland is very beautiful. Map of Switzerland has to be used for going to the Switzerland. It's useful. But if you keep on sitting and appreciating map of Switzerland, you'll not go anywhere. The map is useful for objective reality. The map, you make it a subjective reality. You beautiful map, you put a frame, you don't go anywhere. So our mind and thoughts, our mind and thoughts are useful for objective reality. We can go or we cannot go also is a conceptualization. Everything becomes possible, impossible becomes possible, and conscious mind, subconscious mind, superconscious mind work together. So that's called synchronicity, grace. Superconscious mind can be connected when the conscious mind, subconscious mind are in alignment. No, I'm saying
change the subconscious mind.
Superconscious. So it's a prayer, it's prayer or sankalpa, which will touch the superconscious mind. It's not, you're not forcing superconscious mind. But for subconscious mind, you're telling what to do.
Conscious mind and subconscious mind may be sync, but will not be that superconscious mind will accept that.
It may not agree to that by
it's the whole universe is there.
I'm saying
it's not individual.
Yeah, superconscious mind. I mean, you can give appeal to the Prime Minister, but it's for the Prime Minister to decide whether it's okay or not okay. So we cannot force the universal consciousness. That's why it's called prayer. Okay, prayer.
So it's impossible. It cannot be.
No, I'm saying the prayer and meditation. Many things you consider impossible with your conscious and subconscious mind becomes possible because limitations are dissolving. Limitations of individuality is dissolving.
Why did superconscious also?
I'm saying without superconscious, nothing will work now. Right? Basically, your whole idea is dominated by conscious and subconscious minds, where there's a sense of limitation, where there's a sense of boundary. As you do prayer, as you do meditation, the boundary starts dissolving.
So we put it this way. It's the conscious and the subconscious that blocks the superconscious from flowing down.
Correct. The conscious and
if you remove the blocks, free flow will be.
If you remove the blocks, actually the conscious, subconscious, superconscious is only for our conceptualization. It's like saying water, wave, bubble.
The point of view of the jiva.
From the point of view of jiva, we are putting a boundary. In reality, there's no boundary, it's a flow. Okay. So gradually we are trying to, in the spiritual journey, we are trying to dissolve this flow. So then there's no prayer to God. You are the prayer. There's no prayer to somebody. You become the prayer. Your life becomes a prayer. Right? So the boundaries between the individual and universal starts dissolving in the spiritual journey. That's what is called spiritual journey. So right now, we have concept of superconscious mind. Will agree or not? Still we say it's separate from me. When the boundaries start dissolving, the flow will be there. And that flow, synchronization happen, what you call synchronicity, grace manifests. These are for our conceptual understanding. Otherwise, the consciousness is only one reality. So what we call as so all those things are thinking problems. Start living it, right? It's like the conscious once boundaries are removed, only super conscious mind will work. Yes, the God or universal consciousness operates. Okay, but the universal consciousness uses the individual body mind as agents, instruments. Okay. Right. So Ashwini, in this class, you have to see, right? Hearing and seeing is important. The thinking to then please understand, thinking is our box. We have boxed ourselves into thinking. Okay. We give the modern society gives a lot of importance to thinking without understanding is thinking is the cage. From stopping the thinking, you won't work. But at least shift your attention to feeling. That will help. I'll tell you how. Okay. So somebody speaks something. You got angry. Anger bursts out. You shout something. Okay. So then, oh, I should not have felt angry. I did overreacted, you'll say. The anger, somebody talked about you something. I'll give you an example. Somebody called you donkey. Suddenly you became angry. Then after that, you start thinking, oh, I should not have got angry. So what has happened really? The word called donkey triggers something in your mind. It brought out a picture of a donkey, a miserable creature, and it brought out a picture of you. Superimpose your picture on donkey. It doesn't look good. How can I be a donkey? Right? Then immediately say you are a monkey. Okay, I am a donkey, you are a monkey. You will get angry with that person. So now what is happening? Two pictures are getting superimposed, two images, and none of the images are real. At this present, neither you are a donkey nor the person is monkey. You are human beings. In no time, using images stored in your mind, using thinking process, you have converted images into reality, a movie. Got it? You got angry. Then energy triggers in your body. It's called emotion. Right? So now, this is called thinking creates your present moment reality. Or thinking superimposes the present moment reality. Neither you are a donkey, nor the other person is donkey. Nor the word called donkey is a donkey. Nor the word called monkey is a monkey. But you start dealing with the words and thoughts as if it's real. Right? Some words you think as if it's real. But other words you reject as real, unreal. I'll say, how smart you are. How can I be so smart? You are praising me. You will reject outright. Okay. So then imagine you have 1 crore rupees in your hand. How can I imagine 1 crore rupees in hand? Okay. Imagine is impossible. But imagination becomes very sharp when you are called a donkey. Something good things in life, you don't imagine properly. You look at your life. Okay. Negative things you imagine and take it as real very quickly. I am telling you, Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. How can I be Brahman? No, instead of that, I said, I told you, you are stupid idiot. Immediately you come and promise on the Guruji, catch his neck. So somewhere negative things appear to be more appealing than positive things. More real. Is life. See, I'll tell you, you are Guru, you are Brahman. 10,000 times or million times I told Atma Jyoti. One day I shouted person, didn't you understand? Then come and shout at Guruji. How angry you can get. Okay. You are targeting me. There's a reason for this. There's a reason for this. The reason is simple. Our brain and nervous system is designed for survival. Okay. Survival, any threat test we consider much more seriously compared to positive things. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's like a police security guard, no? Security guard, even a small thing moves, he should be alert. Right? Because he should be afraid of things which are moving. Our nervous system is designed for our protection, survival. That's why any negative thing is magnifies. Any positive things he'll say. Tattvamasi aham brahmasmi. No, I have to practice this. No, you are a donkey. I don't have to practice. I become donkey now immediately. No, I'm saying that's a evolution. Others, normally what people do, they are designed for taking any negativity much more seriously compared to positivity. Is that clear? This is how our mind is working functionally, right? Okay. So what happens? From thinking, you go to feeling. How to handle anger? If somebody says a donkey, if you are able to come to experience the feelings within your body, okay, instead of thinking, go to the feeling. Feeling is closer to the self compared to thinking. Thinking is past and future. Feeling is in the present moment. Become aware of sensation in the body. Somebody called you donkey, immediately there's unpleasant sensation in the body. Body has to react now. Before your anger comes, unpleasant sensations to come. If you're able to observe the unpleasant sensation will not be converted to anger. Otherwise, thinking directly gets converted to anger. You'll miss the window of opportunity to remain calm. So thinking to feeling. No. What happens is, the moment I say donkey is a thought, right? The thoughts has brought a picture of donkey. First picture of donkey has to come. Image. If I say simultaneous, nothing will understand. No, I have to step by step what is happening, I'm telling you. The pleasant picture of donkey has to be brought to the mind and the body. Immediately there's unpleasant sensation. That unpleasant sensation becomes leads to reaction in the mind. It's called anger. Step by step. First, the word called donkey has to be matched with the image. It's like Google. Now you search for a donkey, immediately Google donkey picture will come. The donkey picture comes to the mind, and the mind is raga dvesha will rise, and raga dvesha will become a sensation in the body. The sensation will start giving rise to anger, energy flow. So if you understand this step-by-step procedure, the where you have to become aware is at the feeling level, unpleasant sensations in the body. Are you clear? Then what will happen? Further reaction may come. You may get angry, you may pretend to be angry, but anger will not be unconscious. It will be conscious anger. Right? You may want to shout at children, but you will not shout unconsciously, you will shout consciously. Is the process clear? How the mind works? Okay, so thinking to feeling to being. Being is I am feeling. All your thoughts, all your feelings, I exist. Aliveness, I am, is the basic feeling. Okay, so that feeling here I am is I exist. I means consciousness. Am means existence. I exist. I am conscious. So that's meaning of that. So now it is related to body because it's superimposed on the body. Then real I is non-being. In that sense, it is not identified with anything. So this is what happens with respect to mind. Thinking to, feeling to, being to, non-being. I'm saying there will be no reactions. The mind is actually no, I am feeling. There's a feeling of I amness. In I, there's a stillness. So the mind, what you're saying is mind becomes the motions, the movement of the mind is not there.
So even if I am feeling the moment of
I am feeling, the movement of mind is the feeling is there. Feeling is a modification of the mind. In I, its mind is still. There's no movement of the mind. That's what happening in the mind. What is comprehension, we'll find out. At each level of the mind, each level of manas, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, what's happening, I'm explaining. Right?
So Prabhuji, we can go up to I am, or we can go up to I.
You can go up to you. Who is you can go. This is very nice question. We can go up to I am, and we can go up to I. Who is that? Who is that we? You want to take your wife also? Who is that we are speaking of? There's no we. There's only I. The we is illusionary. Imagine the entity cannot go to reality.
No, Jivatma perspective. So, what is the difference between being and non-being?
See, I'll tell you a spiritual journey in a simple way. Somebody has drunk alcohol. After drinking alcohol, he thinks he's the Prime Minister of India. Right? So he starts behaving as if he's the Prime Minister of India. And he starts nonsense. Now it is election time also. So now you are giving a teaching to him. You are not the Prime Minister. You are Ramappa. Your original name is Ramappa. Right? So now who is recognizing Ramappa? I am Ramappa. Is the Prime Minister recognizing I am Ramappa? Prime Minister is illusion. Understand? Prime Minister is illusion. Prime Minister cannot recognize Ramappa because as long as in illusion, you can recognize Ramappa. Then who is recognizing I am Ramappa? Ramappa is recognizing Ramappa. There's no I recognizing Ramappa. I recognize the self. Self is recognizing itself. So there's no we there. The concept of we comes, you say Ramappa and Prime Minister, there are two entities. Prime Minister is not there. It's an illusion. There's no we. There's never a we. There's no Jiva and Atma. There's only Jivatma. Jivatma recognizes itself as Atma. Ramappa recognizes himself as Ramappa. He was under the illusion that he is a Prime Minister. Atma.
there is something other than Atma, right? Which you are calling it as Ramappa, and you are saying Ramappa is recognizing.
No. I'm giving you illustration. Don't mix up the illustration. What happens in that? Jivatma is identifying with the body-mind complex. It's equivalent of Ramappa thinking I am the Prime Minister. Listen carefully. Jivatma is recognizing, is under the illusion that I am body-mind. It's called Ramappa is thinking that I am Prime Minister. Which is actually in the story, Ramappa thinking that I am Prime Minister. Analogy. Now, I tell you, no, you are Rama. You are Ramappa. Okay, you are Ramappa. If I tell him, then is the Prime Minister recognizing Ramappa? Prime Minister is an illusionary entity. So Ramappa drops the illusion called I am Prime Minister and recognizes himself. Is it correct? So Ramappa here is Jivatma. Identification of the body-mind complex is called Prime Minister. So I'll tell the Prime Minister, I'll tell the Ramappa, you are not the body, you are the mind, not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are Shivoham. Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sajananatma, Shivanan Nane, Shivoham. Teaching is given to Jivatma. Correct? So now, Jivatma recognizes I am not the body, mind, and intellect. Then limitations are gone. Jivatma recognizes I am Paramatma, limitless Paramatma. I was always that. That recognition happens. That's called Atmadana. So now when you say, who will recognize, we will recognize. So you are speaking of an illusion entity called body-mind complex. cannot recognize Atma.
The question was from this perspective, from thinking, go to feeling.
Mhm.
That's one journey. From feeling to I am, being. So then there is no going to non-being.
There's no going. The going is a word I use for your communication purpose.
Okay.
It's basically recognition, right? Ultimately, please understand. The Paramatma recognizes himself through your body-mind complex. That's all it is. There's no role for you as a body-mind entity. Ramappa, when he recognizes he is Ramappa, I'm not the Prime Minister, there's no role for the Prime Minister. It's an illusion entity. Ramappa is recognizing himself as Prime Minister. Similarly, Jivatma is recognizing himself as Paramatma.
He's asking, intellect can go up to what extent? It can go up to I am, and then non-being, can it go? It can't go up to the non-being level.
Intellect is a tool.
Yes, correct.
No,
That
listen.
is not a question. It was recognition. For recognition, it is using the
See,
intellect to
please
point it
understand.
and go
Please
into-
understand. Every understanding, every knowledge happens in the Atma only.
Yeah, but it uses intellect. Atma as it is.
So
cannot
intellect is used for discrimination, right? What is not neti,
Yes,
neti,
up
neti.
to what extent it can go?
Neti, neti,
Can
neti.
it go up to
Listen
non-being?
carefully. It is done neti, neti. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. Over. Intellect is over. Job is over. Shivoham. I am Shiva. Recognition is done. The job of the intellect is to recognize I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. I am the self. So at that point, the job role of the intellect is over. Intellect cannot recognize the self as an object. Intellect can recognize the self as I. Again, listen carefully. Okay. Every day you are using the word called I million times. I did this, I did this. Right? Now, how many eyes you have? Only one eye. That I in the different context is used in different ways. Okay. Real eye is only one. The intellect is confused with multiple false eyes. So when the confusion goes, what remains is real eye. See, this is you are getting confused by the teachings of many teachings where intellect realization is not intellectual. Okay. This whole world of spiritual teachings is full of wrong teachings or teachings given in wrong way. Intellect cannot recognize the self. Okay. Mind cannot reach it. Thoughts cannot reach it. Words cannot reach it. This self. Is it correct? That's the teaching. Intellectual understanding is not realization. That's also correct. But you have to put a clause there. Okay. A bracket you put that. Intellectual understanding of the self as an object is false. So far, intellect is identifying self as an object, body, mind, intellect. When the intellect recognizes the self as a real I, which is not objectified, the job is over. This knowledge happens in intellect only, not in the kidney, not in the liver. So many people get confused by the words. It's not spirituality, is not intellectual knowledge. Correct. Self-recognition is not intellectual knowledge. Correct. Self cannot be recognized as an object. Self can be recognized as myself. My real self, which cannot be objectified. That knowledge also happens in intellect. If you don't understand this distinction, subtle distinction, then you'll be misled by false teachings that intellect cannot reach it. Intellect can reach all the objects, but intellect cannot reach the self because it's a subject. But intellect can recognize the subject as subject. I am the subject, which cannot be objectified. Then the matter is over.
The statement would be that you write the subject.
That's why it says Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman is the recognition. I am Brahman. Then recognition will follow. Brahman cannot be objectified. Brahman is not a body and mind. Brahman is not an intellect. Brahman is not an object. That non-objectified I is me. That recognition happens in intellect. That's why Vedanta very, very clearly states, Mana eva karanam manushyanam bandhamokshiho. The bondage and liberation happens in the mind only. If you are looking for liberation somewhere else, it won't happen.
Intellect realizes I am Brahman.
Intellect realizes I is Brahman, which is not an object. So for I is associated with the object called body, mind, and intellect, or husband, wife, and relations. So intellect, what is the job of the intellect? What is the meaning of I? It has to associate. It associates I with the body, mind, intellect, thoughts, feelings, emotions. It will identify. Now all these are objects because Atma, Anatma, Viveka are done. Nitya, Anitya, Viveka done. You are clear now. It's not object. Then what is not object? The one who is doing this, Jivatma, through me, is not object. It is a subject. So intellect says, oh, the real subject is I am. And that I am is I, consciousness, which cannot be objectified. So that knowledge puts into all other thought process in the intellect. The intellect job is over now. See, spiritual teachings, even if you slightly misunderstand, it will take you somewhere, heaven. So it is not intellectual knowledge. Then what is knowledge? Where is knowledge coming from? Tell me. Mana eva karanam manushanam bandha moksha. Mind itself causes bondage and liberation. No, I want to see liberation from somewhere else. Mana eva karanam manushanam bandha moksha. Ignorance in the mind has to drop. Ignorance in the mind is subject, real subject I is objectified as body, mind, and intellect. When objectivation stops, that's the jnana. That's called approach jnana. Is it understood clearly by all? So please understand, intellect cannot reach the self as an object. All our life, we are looking for a self as an object. So I want to get enlightenment. I want to get enlightenment. Enlightenment is object. Your true nature, you can never get it. Ramappa can never get Ramappa. Ramappa has to recognize Ramappa. Ramappa has first recognized himself as a prime minister. Now he has to recognize himself as a Ramappa. Right? If Ramappa recognizes I am Bhimappa, still it's objective knowledge. Ramappa recognizes I am Ramappa. So I am Brahman is not objectivity. I am Brahman is a pure subjectivity. That's called Atma. That's called approach jnana. Did I ever answer your question? When we can go there, who is that we? How many eyes you have? Huh? Ramappa and Prime Minister, there are two eyes. There's only one eye. Ramappa in the other illusion called eye. Imagining.
Using the intellect,
I recognize itself. That's all.
Intellect is important in the equation.
All recognition happens by the self. All understanding happens by the self. Intellect is an instrument. A conscious entity is required to understand what's happening. That understanding happens by self. The conscious entity, self, is only getting illusion because of intellect, superimposition. Because if I put a superimposed red glass here, I'll think world is red. I'm the conscious entity. Glasses are not, glasses are just instruments. So then, oh, this glass is giving me false. World is not red. So the conscious entity has to recognize. The conscious entity is called Jivatma.
So intellect gets out of the way.
No, its job is done now. Intellect was used for interacting the world. Objectivity is required. There is a confusion which came. The confusion got clarified. Now, clarified to whom? The conscious entity, no. Intellect was just an instrument. Earlier, whatever intellect was saying, I was believing. Now, once in Atma, Anatma, Nitya, Anitya, Viveka is done, I'm clearly understanding, oh, this is real life.
Prabhuji, if I understood this correctly, problem that I have as Jivatma is I'm trying to understand myself as the way I understand the world because of my interaction right from birth.
Correct.
From the birth, I'm associated with the world, society, objects.
So you are basically...
So I'm understanding the objects in the world. In the same way, the mind has got so used to understanding objects. I'm also trying to understand my own true nature as the object.
Correct.
That confusion is removed through
Atma. You are never an object, you are a pure subject. So basically, what Vasu is saying is that I interact with the world, which is objective. Okay? Right from birth. I derive my identity from the world. I am a man, I am a woman, I am husband, all identities. These identities solidify. Each of this is called I. I am a husband is called I am a wife is called I am an engineer is called I. All eyes are there. So many eyes are there. How many eyes you have really? There's only one I. In all these eyes, one I only is interacting, playing all the roles. That I is unchanging. One morning you become husband, go in the office, you become officer. The roles are changing, but the I is not changing. That I is the pure subject. The intellect has to discriminate, okay, this is the changing subject. The changing subject is a role for interaction in the world. The subject has not changed. Unchanging subject is myself, which I cannot see because he is playing the role through me.
So real recognition is to recognize role as a role, not role as real.
Role as role, you recognize. The one who is playing the role is real I.
I think recognition aಗುತ್ತೆ. One who is playing the role.
Who is recognizing? The one who is recognizing is himself. The conscious entity only is getting confused. I give many times, many examples.
There is a potential. It can recognize objects, but it cannot.
It can recognize what is not a subject. All objects you can discard. Neti, neti, neti. Right? Then the conclusion is one who is discarding is real I. Somebody they should discard. No. I'm an instrument. Who is discarding? The real I. The real I is myself, which is not an object. That acceptance happens. It's not seeing it. It is not recognizing in the sense of looking at something. It is accepting that one who is discarding all this, one who has unchanged all the time, is myself, which has no name, no form, no shape. Right? The problem for us, we do not accept no name, no shape, no form easily. We want to hold on to form. That is the challenge. The real challenge is not recognizing self. Real challenge is accepting that I'm nobody. I want to be somebody in life, no? That's important. I want to be somebody. That important somebody I want to be. It can be mother, it can be wife, or it can be husband, or it can be doctor, or it can be a person who is suffering. Somebody I want to hold on. Once you are able to let go of somebody, you accept yourself as nobody, you are done. Are you ready to accept yourself as nobody? Huh? If nobody is there, if you are nobody, who will care for you? You'll care for you, somebody. You have to be somebody. So that's why you become carefree when you become enlightened. The whole buzzword is who cares? That's called enlightenment. Shall we go to next step? So buddhi is buddhi or intellect is memory based. Intellect always can function if there is a memory. If there's no memory, intellect cannot function. Intellect functions with data. It's like your computer functions if there is a memory. If your mobile phone, you can make a call if there is a SIM card. Understand? Mobile can function if there is SIM card data. Intellect cannot function without data. Intellect takes the past data and projects the future. In the present moment, intellect cannot function. Right? If the intellect is functioning in the present moment, it's called spontaneity. It's not based on the data. A child is spontaneous. Right? A child is free. It can look at somebody or it can cry, everything spontaneously. But your smile is also a price. A customer, a shopkeeper will smile at some customer only if this guy does a business. Otherwise, he'll do. Spontaneity, it functions through intellect, but it's not, ego doesn't function. Ego is always past and future. Decision making is intellect. Making instructions to mind is instinctive actions. Intellect doesn't come into picture. It's a programmed action. There are many times our answers are spontaneous. I'll come. No, I'm there, here, there, it's there. Next step is intuition. Intellect, intuition, insight. This there, right? First, understand intellect is ocean data based. That's all I'm saying. Look at that. What's I'm saying?
So that there is something
I'm saying the same intellect is called intuition. Yeah, there's nothing else will come into picture. So you start thinking that something else is coming into picture. No, the same intellect functions as intuition. So intellect is memory based, right? See this the spontaneous answers, right? You should see our S. Jaishankar. S. Jaishankar, who is our foreign minister, right? Some of the answers are so spontaneous. It startles the people. They'll expect some standard answers, diplomatic answers. Standard diplomatic answers comes from the memory, intellect. But his answers are so spontaneous, the people get rattled. Suddenly they'll get amazed. So, intuition, intellect progresses into intuition. It's not something else will come in there. No, there will be intellect will be more than some intuition will be put. No. Intuition means tuition from within. Intuition. Tuition means knowledge. Intuition means inner knowledge. Insight means inner sight. The same intellect which is operating on objective data starts operating on subjectivity, insight and intuition. It's not a new intellect is coming in. The same intellect starts functioning in a different way. Are you clear? So what is intuition? Right? The intuition is the external world. Okay? You have a Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. The teaching is there. Vedanta teaching is there. The Vedanta teaching, you listen to so many Vedantis, finally it clicks to you. Aha. Aha. That aha is called insight. It hits you. I'll give you another example of insight and intuition. Archimedes principles, he goes to take bath every day. The king has asked him how to find out how to weight of the gold. Then he gets into water, the water flows out. Oh, any mass will displace water. Then he'll get aha. It's called insight. With intellect or logic, he cannot find out how to weigh gold. A breakthrough has happened. That's called insight. Correct.
That that it struck him.
See, all the knowledge gained in this so far, you understand it's useless. That's where insight opens up. It's neti. Something new opens up. A breakthrough. So similarly, Vedanta teaching, insight comes. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. Every day you hear Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya, Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. But then still Jagat is real. One day, why Jagat is unreal? So that hits you. That becomes your reality compared to words as reality. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya is a slogan. Finally, it becomes a clear reality to you, living reality. That's where insight has opened. This is called awakening. A final awakening may have many small awakenings, where illusion keeps on dropping. Insight opens up. Are you clear? Insight is based on the previous data, but a new way of looking at it. Completely new way of looking at it. Right? Then comes the intuition. The intuition means the inner reality, tuition, knowledge coming from within. The feeling of I am, where does it come from? The one who is there only can give the feeling. I only can give feeling of I am. Okay. But I am feeling can be associated with the body. That's different feeling. A conscious entity can only say I exist now. A conscious entity becoming aware of existence is called I am. Where the knowledge is coming from? Not from the objective world. I am is my own intuitive knowledge. Nobody has told you exist. Nobody has told you are aware. Body is the instrument. Finally, you confuse the body with the instrument, body with the I am feeling. Confusion. In reality, in reality, the I am feeling comes from within. Who is saying I am? Please understand. Soham. Only Brahman can say Soham. I exist. I am aware. Because nothing else has an existence of its own. The Soham feeling, when it is expressed to the body mind complex, it's confused with the Soham is told with respect to body. Intuition already have, but intuition is confused with the objective knowledge, which is the intellectual knowledge. Are you clear?
Right, Prabhuji. Question arises, Brahman as absolute will not say anything. He won't even say I am Brahman.
So that's why Brahman, when he becomes aware of himself, is called Ishvara. That Ishvara, that means it's like a Brahman's dream. He has become Ishvara. Ishvara says I am. In Sanskrit, I said it's Soham. Okay, Soham means in Sanskrit, Aham. Aham means Akara to Hamkara, A to Z, whatever is there, I am. That's the claim made by whom? Not Jiva. Ishvara. That I am feeling is the expression of Ishvara in you. Ishvara is nothing but Brahman only. But that I am immediately intellect confuses, mind confuses with the body. So then it becomes I am body. Super gets superimposed on the I am. Mix up is happening. So that's why Ramana Maharshi says, find out who you are, who is that I am, then that will lead to I. Because one who is real I can only say I am. Please understand, in this whole process, there is only one I which does everything. That I is called Ishvara. If the relative roles are gone, that Ishvara is Brahman. As long as it's playing a role, it's called Ishvara. So in a very simple way, the God only functions through all body mind complexes, plays all the roles, finally recognize himself as Brahman through the body mind complex. Somewhere you want to bring importance to yourself, Jiva, which is illusion entity. Is the message clear? Huh? How can it be so bad? No, I don't have any role.
Guruji, as long as realization happens, we are ready to give credit to God.
Who is we to give credit to God? Who is that we to I give a credit to God? Who is that I to give the credit to God? God only can give credit to God through your body. You don't even have the opportunity to give a credit to God also. Because you don't exist. Huh? Please understand, I'm not done. By the time I will do Atma-shana, Shaktidarshana completely in a couple of months, everything will be smashed. Okay? So non-being means real I, which is not an entity. So buddhi, intellect goes to intuition, insight. Intuition is inner knowledge. So when you become aware of the functioning of energy, and when you become aware of I am, you are in the intuition. Energy is in the present moment.
Actually, the dream character cannot recognize the dreamer.
Never. A dream character never recognizes a dreamer. Dreamer recognizes himself when the dream character disappears. Or dream character is discarded. Intuition is when you become aware of your functioning of the energy. Intellect is used for data, memory. Intuition is for energy level functioning. Functioning of heartbeat, functioning of brain, functioning of inner sound, all these are intuition. And intuition of I am is also intuition, the feeling of I am. Within the body mind complex. Within the body mind complex includes within. I'm saying within the body mind complex. The body mind complex is the functioning of energy. Energy is always now, present moment.
Energy is energy.
The energy,
Knowledge is coming from within.
the knowledge
Who
of,
is giving from within that knowledge?
there's nobody. You need an object to recognize knowledge. Right? Knowledge is possible and subject object is there, correct? In the intuition, the subject becomes aware of the functioning of energy of the subject. Okay, now become aware of the heartbeat. Okay, your heart is beating. Who is becoming aware of heartbeat? No, intellect requires a data. Heartbeat is in the present moment. I'm saying don't use the words here. Just become aware. Don't stop using the names. The moment you use the names, you are using memory. Just feel the functioning. In that feeling, there's an understanding. That understanding called intuition. It is knowledge not based on the words. It is happening now within your body and complex.
It's something that is going to happen outside. You have an intuition of something
That's called
outside.
that's you have intuition of something happening outside. Okay, it's called supernatural powers. Oh, I know this will happen tomorrow. That's actually happening because you are becoming aware of the energy which is functioning, not because of the event. Intuition happens when you are in tune with the energy of functioning. How many energies are there?
Not inside. The entire
energy is only one. You call it inside and outside is your naming. So intuition happens when the functioning of the energy, you start becoming aware. Okay, that's called intuition. Functioning of memory, you become aware, is called intellect.
memory is bypass.
Memory is not required. No, in the present, energy is always in the present moment.
So if we tap memory, then intellect is in operation. If we tap energy or vibration, intuition.
Intuition is operation. That's why a person who is intuitive can sense something event happening in the future. Somebody
energy has a pattern.
Somebody asked Modi ji, please tell us the secret of your success in life. Modi said, I won't tell the secret of success to anybody. Okay, it's very secret, but I'll tell it to you now. He said, I can sense the future events now, and I can take action now. Means his intuition or insight has developed so much. He's able to see how things are shaping up. That's what is secret of success, he says. I mean, it's really so or not different thing. But what I'm giving example. A well-developed intuition can sense the events in the world because it's tuned with the energy. Intuition is finally being tuned with the energy. Right now, you're out of tune with the energy because you're in tune with the memory, which is past. Energy is always in the present moment. Are you clear? From thinking, you have to go to feeling, feeling to energy. Energy is ultimately feeling. Vibrations, feeling. Are we clear? So that insight leads to wisdom, pradna, awakening of pradna. Now, what is the pradna? Pradna, I'm saying awakening of wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge or intuition when it becomes experience, but no experiencer, that's called intelligence. Experiencer is not there. Experiencer is the subject. Subject is false. So that's where the wisdom awakens. Pradna. So that's what it's called enlightenment. Pradna, awakening of wisdom. That's why it's called Sthita Pradna or enlightened one. So Dna means knowledge. Dnanam. Pradna means beyond knowledge. What is beyond knowledge? Intuition is beyond knowledge. Insight is beyond knowledge. Okay. Self is beyond knowledge. Pradna is awakening of wisdom. The real self. Wisdom is myself. The wisdom can be anything. A person can have wisdom in business, wisdom anywhere. But here, pradna, awakening of pradna means awakening my self nature. Beyond knowledge. Knowledge is always objective. Are you clear?
The prajna is always presence.
Chitta Prajna is the self. He is establishing self. He is never confused by the objective knowledge.
Returning moment, always.
He is never confused by objective knowledge. He is clear now. The confusion is gone. Right? So then goes to intelligence. Difference between intellect and intelligence. Intelligence is always now. Intellect is past and future. Intuition is about energy. Insight is about past knowledge, but you have recognized some essential pattern. Intelligence is now. So an enlightened one functions spontaneously with the intelligence. But of course, he can function with intellect also. He can function with the intuition also. He can function insight also. He can function with the intelligence. He has a freedom. Now, enlightenment is he only has to be spontaneous, no necessary. He chooses, he can choose to be. So, ahankara, ego, was totally self-centered. I, me, mine. Okay. Now, self-centeredness goes. You broaden yourself. More love and compassion manifests when the ego starts dissolving. Ego is really false. There's nothing called ego. Please understand, when I use the words, there's no such thing. It's only for indication purpose. Chitta or memory will develop ekagrata. Ekagrata means one-pointedness. Now you cannot have one-pointedness because the moment you become one-minded, mind will drift here and there. Ahankara will come and say, shift. What is interesting here? Right? Hey, this is boring. What is this? Looking at this. This looking at this, something is boring. Ekagrata doesn't happen. Shifts. Then what will happen? The one-pointedness starts dissolving. The point also starts dissolving. It becomes Vishalata. Chitta becomes Vishalata. Expansion happens. When Chitta becomes expands, Chitta becomes only Chit, consciousness, pure consciousness. This happens within you, subtle body. In the gross body, effect can be felt, but gross body is not primary for realization. Subtle body is primary for realization. So gross body can get affected. People can feel peace and calm coming out of the person. Person may feel peaceful, gentle. That's the effect, not the cause. Some pleasant hormones, happy hormones will be secreted. The person may feel very calm, peaceful. That's the effect, not the cause. At the causal body level, Karana Sharira is like soul, Jivatma. Okay. Jivatma was wearing the glass where the instrument called body, mind, manas, buddhi, ahankara, chitta. The instrument got clarified. So if the instrument not clarified, Jivatma will have false understanding. So Jivatma becomes false, free from the causal ignorance. Jivatma recognizes I am Paramatma. This is what we call a spiritual journey. So our subconscious mind forms 95% of our life. 5% is conscious mind. And subconscious mind is very powerful. It manages whole body and mind complex. Manasu, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, many of them, they function from the subconscious mind. A conscious mind can clearly tell what is required from subconscious mind. If you are clear enough, that's clear enough for sankalpa. Of clarity of instruction to subconscious mind will follow. Okay. So when you meditate or when you do anything in life, mastery over subconscious mind is healthy. So the
Chitta ekagrata and chitta vishalata are not opposite of each other.
ekagrata is some 10,000 points, 10,000 thoughts. You become one thought. Then drop that one thought. No thought is vishalata. From 10,000 thoughts, you cannot go to vishalata. It's distracted. Chitta has become vikshepa. From vikshepa, you have to come to one pointedness, then drop. So the conscious mind can control the subconscious mind, which can control the brain and the body functioning. In general, this is how life is. Superconscious mind, subconscious mind, conscious mind. When you say inner, it doesn't mean smaller and smaller. It's more and more subtle, substratum. External world and life experiences comes through conscious mind, it goes to subconscious. I am saying that reverse already I have shown the picture. Right now I am showing more from the subtleness point of view. Right? So, any questions for our topics covered so far? Anybody on Zoom?
Hariom Prabhuji, no questions. We have heard it a million times, but another million times we need to hear it, Prabhuji. And it is still so fascinating and interesting.
Who is
Really.
that we?
Who is that we? That's why I need to hear it another million times. Deluded Jivatma. Very beautiful, Prabhuji.
Illare, inside for it. This is what it is. Right? Intuition, insight, intelligence. Wow. Yes, Manasa, any questions?
Yes.
ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಜಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು
Clear ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಹಾ ಎಸ್
Any aha moments?
ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಹಾ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್
I didn't hear any aha.
ಮೆನಿ
Okay, with this picture?
And then
Because first our chitta, subconscious, distracted with thousands of thoughts, 70,000 thoughts. Gradually reduce one thought. That one thought becomes no thought. One thought is called ekagrata, no thought is called vishalata. And then vishalata means expanded. Vishala means expanded. Scattered thought is called vikshepa. Vikshepa and vishalata, they are different. Scattered chitta is called vikshepa. Subtle.
These Ekagrata and Vishalata, they're not contradictory.
They're not.
But Prabhuji explained that.
See, our subconscious is full of noise. The noise reduces, it becomes 1 point. Right? I have 70,000 thoughts. If you ask, where is the root of 70,000 thoughts? One I am thought. Now 70,000 thought, it has come to one thought. I am thought. I am thought is a feeling. So one thought is called feeling is there. Now for whom is the feeling coming? I am aware of the feeling. One who is aware of the feeling, the thought is not there. Then the chitta has become vishala. It has become chit.
70,000 thoughts is one thought is ekagrata and not vishalata.
Vishalata. 70,000 thought is called vikshepa, distraction. One thought is called ekagrata. No thought is called, beyond thought is called vishalata. So beyond thought, there is no separation between chitta and chit.
It is witness and witness.
Hmm?
It is witness and witness.
Gone.
Only witnessing.
So let us sit silently for some time.